Okay, so today we're going to take a look at slope point formula. So the warm up for today, and you can pause the video, is to find the slope of the line that passes through the 2 points 4, 8 and 1, 2. So if you want to pause the video to find the slope between those 2 points, go ahead. Based on what we know so far, we probably all went to this graph right here, or this grid, and plotted the 2 points. So 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be right there. And then 1, 2 would be right there. And then we could go ahead and draw a line between those 2 points, or that goes through those 2 points. And you would use a ruler. It would look something like this. But ultimately, all we really need to do is take a look at the rise and that run. So we could count up our rise and our run here. Let's do it over here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our rise is 6 and our run is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when we're calculating that slope, we know that's equal to rise over run. And our run in this case is 6, or sorry, our rise is 6 and our run is 3. So our slope is 2. So therefore, the slope, or m, right, is equal to 2. Okay, so I want you to think now about how you could find the slope of this line that passes through these points without graphing, okay? So we were able to graph this, but could we do it without graphing? So that's what we're going to look at next. We know that given a graph, we can use this formula. We can count out the rise and the run, but sometimes we have big numbers. We don't want to count those big numbers. If I had points like negative 432.17 and positive 569, negative 23, it would get complicated, right? We need to recognize that slope is just the change in y over the change in x, okay, or the difference in y over the difference in x. So let's go back and take a look at our first warm-up. So this is what we already took a look at the start, okay? So these are the same points, 1, 2, and 4, 8. We have our run that's 3 and our rise that is 6. So let's take a look at how we calculate those rise and those runs. So let's start off by looking at this rise, which is 6. How did we get that 6? Well, I know the 6 is just representative of going from this spot right here all the way up to this spot right here. Well, how did I get those? Well, I went from 2 all the way up to 8, right? I went from 2 up to 8. And I know in between those two, that's 6 spaces. Or another way to look at that is if I did 8 minus 2, it equals 6. So we can take a look at things the same way for a run. If I'm looking at the difference between here and here, my x value here is 1 and my x value here is 4. And I can see that because it's the point 1, 2 and 4, 8. So those are my two x values. And the difference in between them is 3. Or I can do 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. So ultimately, how can we calculate rise and run without looking at the graph? And what we're going to do is we ultimately are taking a look at the difference between y with subtraction. So when we have our slope, I know, actually, let's not write this. When I have my rise, I know that that is just the difference in y, values. And so what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract my y values. Okay. And that's for my rise. My run, that's just my difference in the x values. And so what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract the x values. Okay, so that's all it is. And I don't need a graph to help me do that. I can just go ahead and take a look at the y values in the points and the x values in the points and subtract them to get my rise and my run. So let's go ahead and make a quick note in our notebook. This is the summary of what we're talking about. If it's still a bit confusing, that's okay because we're going to do some examples. But if we have any 2 points, and this is how we write them generally, what those 2 points are, we can find the slope by using the slope point formula. Okay, well, what is that slope point formula? Well, we know that slope is equal to rise over run. And we've just shown that our rise is just our difference in y, and our run is the difference in x. Now, this is the way we sometimes see it when it's written with symbols instead of words. So this just means difference in y. This means difference in x. Well, how do I find the difference in y and the difference in x? Well, the difference in y is just the y2 minus the y1. And the difference in x is just x2 minus x1. And it doesn't matter which point is which, as long as you take one point and subtract the other point, okay? Again, if you're still not entirely sure how to do this, we're going to do some examples to clear up any questions. So here's our first example. We're going to find the slope of the line that passes through the points 3, 8, and 4, 3. Okay, so let's start by saying that this is x1 and this is y1. So that's our first point. This will be x2 and this will be y2. So I know that slope is equal to the difference in y over the difference in x. And that is just equal to y2 minus y1. So the difference in the y's over the difference in the x. Okay, so starting with my y's, here's y2. So I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to subtract 8. So I have 3 minus 8. For my x2, I have 4, and x1, I have 3. So I have 4 minus 3. And now all I need to do is simplify. So from here, I know 3 minus 8 is negative 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. So therefore, the slope is equal to negative 5 or negative 5 over 1. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Let's do one more example just to make sure. And this example is a little bit different just because it has negative numbers in it. Again, we're finding the slope between these 2 points or of the line that passes through these 2 points. So my slope is equal to the change in y over change in x. I know that that's just y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so let me find my y2 and my y2, my y1. Here's my y2, here's my y1. So I'm going to have negative 2 minus negative 6. So that minus is part of the formula. Okay, so just be really careful about that. Then I'm going to do my x2 minus my x1. So here's my x2, here's my x1. So I have 0 minus negative 2. It's always subtraction. And so then here, the only thing we really need to be careful about is those subtractions. Use your calculator to help you and make sure you review your integer work. But we end up with negative 2 plus 6 over 0 plus 2. And if I keep going, I'm going to get 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. So therefore, the slope is 2 or 2 over 1. Okay, hopefully that made sense. You'll have some time to do some practice work. Make sure that you are checking your work to look out for any of those common mistakes that people make, okay? And be sure to leave any comments in the discussion board if you're struggling or you have more questions.